Right, men and women, I am triggered. Sue me. Crichton, is this his highest score of the year? I didn't want to look. Probably is. Decided last minute, yesterday, well, not really last minute, but sometime during yesterday, that making a second trade was going to be a big win. Overall, obviously, it is 1 week, and it is what it is, but big Gus, I decided to trade him out, obviously, and brought in Payne Haas. So we have a neg 25 on that one. Crichton, averaging 48 he was for the season, and I felt at a minimum I could be getting 10 extra points a week from Payne Haas for the rest of the season there, and that one extra trade, leaving me with 3 would be the best idea. I still think it was a great idea. Crichton's only been amazing when I don't own him. Literally, he went mad for like 3 to 5 weeks there, picked him up, has been poor ever since, and then comes out with a try. And the biggest thing for me is that he ran 70 meters last week. He made 120 in the first half alone, 9 tackle breaks, making 28 tackles for 2 misses. He's offloading again and picks up a try, obviously. So he had a pretty perfect game, and is what we're accustomed to seeing from Gus of old. And just unfortunately this week for me, we copped it, sorry. But in positive news, our People's squad has Crichton, Teddy, Butcher, and Haas. So we're back, baby. Great start there for the People's squad. But yeah, Crichton 79. Well done. I'll lick my wounds, but I was loving the chat in the Discord last night. The amount of people popping up when he scored the try, and then throughout the game, I think at the end as well, when he ended up on the 79, just that I have cursed Crichton and I'd lifted it when I traded him out. So definitely the same thing with Reed Marnie, and both those guys are very close. Well, Reed's definitely on the blacklist, but Crichton very close to being on the never touch again, just for the annoyance that he's created me this year. Teddy, really happy with the 68. So the big run meters for him and the tackle breaks, 54 overall in those 2 categories alone to go along with a couple of tries. It's happy days for him. Butcher, so very limited run meters, but still picked up 2 tries and a line break there. So great news for him. Payne Haas, the 54 was okay. Let's just put it that way. The minutes were great at 65, and this is the lowest score in a good while where he's had 65 minutes or more. So the 122 meters run was not ideal. Just remember that in this game, if you didn't watch it properly, Roosters obviously had a lot of ball, given that they had 34 points scored to 16. So 50 points in total mean a little bit less time in play, which you can see by the 33 tackles rather than the 35-40, and then the less run meters for Payne Haas there. When you're looking at big run meters from guys like Crichton and Tedesco, you can understand why there for sure. And you're looking at Cobbo, for example, got 47 points, but he did have 64 run meters, so crazy times. But 54 you're hoping for 60 with Haas on a weekly basis, but he's still scored above his price bracket. You got Watson there, who's been actually scoring really solidly. I wouldn't have him as an option just because I think there's every chance he can get 45 or 50 minutes and drop those points a little bit. But you're looking at, as I said, Keary there, Cobbo with 47. Sam Walker's been okay as well. Verrills I've been speaking about as being an okay option. He had dropped under 50 for the first time in a few weeks now. So Ali'i with a 43, so bounced back a little bit with a nice try. The 137 meters, 3 offloads, and 4 tackle breaks. So he's still improving week in on week as a good NRL player there. Joey Manu with the 40. So there's a fair few guys that got above 40 in this one. Joey, just no real attacking stats in this one. The tackles was solid. The run meters was also solid. We're looking him closer to 200 would be great. And then we're going to get a couple more tackle breaks out of him. The offloads was fine with 3. Obviously, 2 to hand, 1 to ground. But yeah, 40 after that massive score last week. If you picked him up hoping that he would get it again, then unfortunately that did not happen. And this will happen in games where it doesn't go to his side as much, and they're scoring well through other areas, then Manu's going to get that 30 to 40. But at least now it is more like that 40 as the base, and then when he goes bonkers, he's getting an 80 to 100. So that's Joey at the moment. Adam Reynolds is more the worry this week, so the 36 for him, the 8 missed tackles, 541 kick meters was great, but unfortunately no attacking stats in this one, and just obviously too many misses to get that 36. So again, when they're winning, he's going to be really dominant. Unfortunately, now we're seeing some up and down scores. So the last 2 weeks have been great. This week, not so much. The 2 before that, not so great either. So yeah, a little bit more inconsistent, unfortunately, with Reynolds, but he will be fine. The Broncos will be fine as well over the next bunch of weeks. Ezra Mam, the 32 as well. You got Palacia if you needed to play him, or Hetherington. Then they got half okay scores, but nothing to write home about. Then D Mariner just he's there doing his thing again. 2 weeks in a row where the Broncos haven't played great has led to him not scoring too great as a center, as a young center especially. If he comes in and the team's playing great, then he's going to do pretty well also. But that is that video, guys. Didn't want to harp on it too much. I suppose I spent half the video talking about Big Gus. And yeah, big congrats to everyone who held on to him. I just decided that that was the best play for me. And this time, unfortunately, it wasn't, but that is okay. We move on and onwards and upwards. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Like, subscribe. I appreciate it very much, and we'll catch you in the next fun video. See you later.